Hello, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm getting on with my Catachan Army. Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be having a little look at a Catachan force that I've started collecting. And before we do though, if you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button with your Catachan fang and destroy the bell button so that you never miss an upload. Right, let's see if we can do some panning with the magic of technology. There we go. Let's see if we can zoom up a bit, maybe. Zoom up. Let's maybe adjust the camera. I should have done this off camera, it would have been a bit more professional. Maybe, yeah, we'll call it there. Obviously, I'll pick some models out individually and give you a bit of a show. Some of these you probably will have seen already. I have done little bits on these. I think the last time I had 2 or 3 units maybe finished. Now I've got the 4 plus some extra bits. So what we've got here is enough guys to have 4 infantry squads. So technically I'm lying there. I've had to put an extra flamer guy in because I need 1 more las gunner for 4 units of 10 basically. But each unit, with the exception of this one, has got a sergeant in it, a sergeant, a voxcaster and a flamer. I suppose very technically you could argue that this guy isn't really a sergeant because he's got a lasgun and a big old sword, Catachan fang. There's 1 or 2 of them kicking about like this, but again, I'm fine with it, and I'm sure most of my enemies who I normally play against will be fine with it. So this little force is starting to border on the on threatening my Catachan force, which is kind of funny, with the exception of, well, to be honest, I've got a lot more special weapons. I've got at least another 2 units of troops, basic troops, enough sergeants that I know what to do with the cadians, and I suppose I could probably do with a couple more heavy weapons teams, but other than that, I'm pretty much an equal force with Catachans and thingy. I mean, obviously I can play the, what is it? Is it the 5 command point detachment? Is it the, good golly gosh, what is it called again? The brigade? The battalion? I can't remember which one it is. But needless to say, it's 3 troops and 2 HQ. So this HQ I actually finished today. We'll have a quick look at him in a minute. So I can't remember where I was on the last video, but principally I originally had 10 or 12 guys from previous, from ages ago. I actually started collecting Catachans because I was originally going to doing a penal legion, which I didn't end up doing because painting orange is horrid, and I gave up on that really quick, and I decided to go with the Catachans basically. Because I can get the most use out of my current tanks, which are all painted green like these. So it's basically, it's obviously I've had to buy some more models, so it's not free, but it's like another flavour of an army. By just getting a couple more units, I can make more use out of the units I've already got, which is good. I could always use these as an allied detachment. I can always use these as possibly conscripts or vice versa. Use the cadians as conscripts for these guys. Either would look distinctly different. Yeah, so we'll have a quick little glance at some of them. I might have already shown you some before, so please bear with me if I have. Yeah, this guy I had to repair, so I don't know if it's entirely fixed. This is my Commander Rorschach, I believe it is. Bolt gun, power sword, mainly Cadian bodies, but I think the head and the, is it Catachan legs? I think it's Cadian legs as well, isn't it? Basically, Catachan head makes him fit in with the Catachans, to be honest, because he's got the bandana, so it just means he's got a bit of a better armour, principally, which is a bit, fluff-wise, a little bit vague and a bit iffy, but to be honest, the bandana makes him stand out pretty good. So this guy is a las pistol power sword. I use the body of the basilisk loader for the crouching legs. The head is obviously a Catachan. Unlike with some of my other ones, the scar, you can pretty much make it out on the face, which is kind of good. I don't really do eyes, if I'm honest. I'm not that good with eyes, but I think I did all right with this guy. I did put some pictures on Edic Beer's Wargamers Unification, so if you haven't already checked it out, you can probably have a look at them there. But this is one of the commanders. I mean, I could use him as a sergeant, to be honest. I could swap that guy out and have him as a sergeant. power sword. That's the joys of Guard, is that it's not like a Orc War Boss. You can't just swap a boy out and make him your what. Well, you physically can. You can. There's nothing stopping you, but it, you know, it kind of goes, if you know what I mean. So we've got 2 company commanders or platoon commanders if and when I want to. I've got a sniper rifle, which is what I got in the set that I picked up last. Did I convert this out of it? Yeah, I think I converted this out of a Cadian grenade launch, so it's not perfect, but it's rough and ready, but it's doable from the distance. Yeah, it's good to go. So this is possibly a command squad. I used the las cannon from Cadians and some, what do you call it, sandbags again from the heavy weapons team. That's just a standard las gunner, and a standard las gunner basically holding a big las cannon. Well, they're Catachans, they can get away with that kind of stuff. I mean, one of them, you know, he carries a heavy bolt around, which I'm yet to get. I need to get some characters, to be honest. Got a couple of plasma guns. There we go. There's another one. Yep, cool. We've got a heavy flamer, the only one I've got. I do love heavy flamers, just for Guards, to be honest. So he found himself in a veteran squad, which he kind of is anyway. A melter gun, which is from the old, so 3rd edition, Chaos Space Marine metal. This is actually a metal melter gun from, yeah, 3rd edition Chaos. That's why it's got the skull on it. But you know what Catachans are like. They don't listen to authority. So we've got some couple of dudes, again, walking about with his power sword out, which is a dangerous thing to say. A couple of other guys. Let's pick up the flamer. Has he got no top on? Oh, what's going on over here? Possibly something's fallen off from the thingy. Yeah, so we've got a guy with his top off, as they do. Same face as the company commander, which is strange. And a guy who's ready to lob a grenade. He thought I'd punch someone. I can't work it out. I mean, I suppose you could lop that a bit off and make it look like he's punching someone, but I'm making a mess. Come on, get back in there. Get back in. What else have we got? Although I made a right mess of this, I haven't as well. So this guy is, again, more of like a Cadian hybrid. Everything else on him is Cadian. So he's got a bolt gun, heavy weapons team, backpack, and he has got a bandana on, which makes him Catachan / Cadian. So again, 2 models I can use and put in my Cadian squad, but more likely going to be using these. I think I intend on buying some more infantry, but I know the smart part of me is saying I should wait until I've played a couple of games with the Catachans before I go and buy some more. I've only really had 1 or 2 games, so he's basically jabbing, which is kind of cool. Sorry, that was my real laugh escaping, if you have never heard that before. And I think this was my favourite pose guy. Got Mohawk, and he's walking, pick someone off as he's strutting his stuff. Because let's be honest, Catachans are a bit of an army of Rambos and Arnold Schwarzenegger just roaming around the battlefield. I mean, obviously, I have done a recent tactics video on Catachans, so there should have been a link somewhere, if there's not one currently, up above in the in the top hand of the screen somewhere. Possibly 2-3 minute mark, who knows, if I've got any sense. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so army wise, obviously the rules reflect that if they're within, is it 3 or 6 inches of a officer, so if you ban one there, they get +1 leadership, which is a bit cushy, if I'm honest, and normally they get +1 strength anyway, or +1 to their wound. Is it +1 strength? Or is it +1 to their wound? I cannot remember. But principally speaking, all your lovely infantry are strength 4. Now, one moment. Yeah, so as I was about to say, because they get strength 4, they each get 1 attack. So effectively, there is 40 attacks, 41 attacks, 44. No, wait, because that's not a chain sword, it's a power sword. You don't get +1 attack to it, but it is -3 AP, which is pretty good. We're going to wham him in there. He is my converted priest, Ministorum priest, which would give them +1 to their attacks. So in fact, they go to like 80 attacks. And if I got a hold of, what's his face? Iron Hand Straken, that could be another +1 to their attacks. It could be like mini orc boys that shoot better, relatively speaking, just running around the board or in defense. So I'd probably play them more defensively in that respect, but you could be aggressive with them. So that's, you know, maybe I'll convert another one. Who knows? You know, I've done a video on this one, so this one should be in a video again, popping up somewhere in the heading a little bit earlier on in the video. Another thing that I wanted to mention whilst I've got the Catachans out, I have mainly spoken about this in a previous video, but I just wanted to address it again, just because it's kind of what I'm talking about, the direction where these guys are going. One strength of the Catachans, other than their actual raw strength, is the fact that they can re-roll one random dice when determining a number of attacks. So this isn't, well, there is one for orders, but it's to do with flamers, which is fine. But you could have your Lemur Russes, basically. A Lemur Russ, if it doesn't move, gets to fire twice, and the rule, I believe, states, I could be wrong, each time it fires, so that would be it fired twice, you can reroll one dice per turn. So you can reroll both those dice if you don't like the number on them. Obviously, if you've got a 3, stick with a 3. If it's a 1 or a 2, roll it again, because, I mean, you could lose 1 if it's a 2. If it's a 1, definitely roll it again, because you can't go any worse than that, can you, realistically speaking? But it does mean Catachans are surprisingly really good for tank armies, which is ironic, because usually the infantry are a little bit stronger and a bit braver, and the fact that they are jungle fighters, so they're usually better suited to going around in infantry. However, they still use Lemur Russes and Chimeras and Sentinels and stuff, but it just means that they're, in the fluff wise, they're probably more likely to use like a Punisher or a Heavy Flamer on their tank, which kind of does make sense as well. I suppose maybe that's where they've gone with it, to clear the undergrowth, the basically trees. Yeah, I suppose it means they're just better at using flamers. I think that maybe to reflect it, to be honest. So, where should I go from here? I suppose my thoughts are heavy weapons teams. More infantry. I know that's dangerous to say, because I'm already bordering on 60, nearly 60 guys here anyway. But I could do with 1 or 2 more guys kicking about. If I got some heavy weapons teams, I could probably make at least 2. What would I make? I'd probably make either more las cannons, or I'd make heavy bolters and missile launchers, to be honest, because, you know, you can do the whole shenanigans that I've already talked about in another video, which I don't think I'll have put up here, because I have to go looking for it. That's the key information, but I have a video in the archive, if you will, of how to get more models from the heavy weapons team than Games Workshop want you to make. So you can make like 6, possibly even, you could actually make 9 easily, like 9 without even having to, I say buy any extra bits. So you'd have to buy bases, and you'd have to buy infantry, an infantry squad, but you can use the tripod for the heavy bolter autocannon or las cannon, and you can use the bipod for the missile for the mortar, and just have a guy standing with the missile launcher on a heavy weapons base. You can have 9 guys for thinking. I've kind of given the gist away there, to be honest, but it's a really useful trick, and most guard players might already know about it anyway. But that's probably where I'd go. Maybe some more basic infantry. I think I need maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. I might make another 1 or 2 company / platoon commanders. Some guys a bit more like this, where he's a bit more distinguishable. I mean, that guy is pretty distinguishable, to be honest. This guy sometimes does thingy up as a platoon commander or something like that. But I think I need to make some more characters. I need to get Straken. I need to get Harker. Just basics. I mean, I suppose I don't need to get them. I could convert them, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what I'm doing next, to be honest. I know it's heresy to say, considering we're talking about 40k here. But next patch is probably going to be something to do with is it Shadespire or the Night Vault. I had a game against Jim Bob, who's been on the channel before, who was in a battle rep with my Valhallans. There should be some link up above, as you might have already spotted. With James, I played the Night Vault. We both swapped between the Stormcast and the Undead, basically. It was a fun game, but I think I'm aiming towards the Rat Men, to be honest. I like the sound of their effectively coming back from the dead. I know the Sepulchral Guard do that. Anyway, sorry, I'm hijacking a whole different video here, so I will stop there. But principally, I'm probably going to get Ratman. Let me know what you think I should move on to with Catachans. Do you agree with me that I should get Harker and Strachan? If not, just to have a super Catachan army. Or maybe you think I should get some more tanks, some like a bigger Baneblade, which is probably not likely to happen unless I get one second hand. What do you think? What do you think I should do? Tell me in the comments down below. I am always looking forward to hearing what you think. Thank you very much. So, there we go. Let's have a little look. I'm going to do a bit of panning of the camera, see if this... No, ruined it.